All right, so let's start this broadcast with a big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. Now, the BRICS Summit for 2023 has drawn to a close. The expansion of the bloc stands out as a key takeaway from the summit. From 5 members, the alliance is now slated to become an 11-member group by next year. But that's not all. In its joint statement, the group has also called for comprehensive reforms of the United Nations, particularly the United Nations Security Council. So take a look as to what the statement says. It states, and I quote here, "We support a comprehensive reform of the United Nations, including the Security Council, with a view to make it more democratic, representative and efficient, and also support the legitimate aspirations of the emerging and developing countries from Africa, Asia and Latin America, including Brazil, India and South America, to play a greater role, particularly at the UNSC." When it comes to the question of membership, this statement, of course, marks a big shift from the earlier positions that have been taken by the BRICS members, particularly in the case of India and China. Of the original grouping, only Russia and China are permanent UNSC members at the moment. But now the bloc's official stance on Security Council's membership has raised an important question around India's long-standing bid to be a part of the UNSC. Will Beijing move beyond lip service? And will it support New Delhi's permanent seat proposal at the UNSC? So far, history has suggested otherwise. 4 of the 5 permanent members of the UNSC have supported India's bid to join the elite club. But China has always used its veto power to keep India out. One might point fingers to the border tensions between the two nations, but this has been something that has been witnessed for decades. With the expansion of the BRICS alliance and also Beijing's goals of using the bloc's influence in countering Western hegemony, the question is this: will the Asian superpower actually now change its habits, and will it now allow its neighbor to take a permanent seat at the UNSC table? And WION's principal diplomatic correspondent Siddharth Sibal has been tracking the story very closely for us and has sent us this report. Listen in.
The BRICS Summit in Johannesburg is over with a lot of outcomes, whether it's expansion or the key joint statement that mentions about several things, including the UNSC reforms. Now, the joint statement clearly states that when it comes to legitimate aspirations of countries like India, Brazil and South Africa, they should be taken forward when it comes to the UNSC reforms. Now, there's a clear dichotomy. China, of course, is one country that has never supported India's bid for a reformed United Nations Security Council. India wants to be at the high table. But if you look at the UNSC permanent members, Russia, UK, France and US have at some point or another point supported India's bid for the UNSC. But China stands separate. It has never been vocal about it. So how China will walk the talk is something that will be closely watched. But all in all, this is a grouping of diverse set of countries, countries who might not have very good relationship, but how they will work together is something that makes the grouping very different from other groupings. And this grouping is seen as an important pillar of the new geopolitical order. Siddharth Sibal for WION in New Delhi.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.